Welcome into the PHLY Phillies podcast. Happy Game 7 NLCS. We're a ball of emotions here in the PHLY studios. This is going to be hopefully not nerve-wracking tonight. Hopefully the Phillies just pounce them early and we don't have to crawl back or protect a lead and possibly see Craig Kimbrell or anything like that. Hopefully they just get out early, blow this open, and we can put our feet up and get ready to party on Broad Street, Renee. But one thing that has me, I'm on the fence with this. I'm being a coward because Rob Thomson after Game 6 was asked about the possibility of changing the lineup. And do I believe in every fiber of my being right now and in my baseball soul that JT Realmuto should be batting in the 4-hole? Yes, I do. I also completely understand why Rob Thomson doesn't want to make a lineup change going into a Game 7. Baseball, more so than any other sport, while this lineup has been interchangeable at times this year, they're creatures of habit, and they thrive in the same kind of knowing where they are in the lineup, what time they arrive, and doing this and that. So I do think changing the lineup in a Game 7 would kind of send like a not a siren, but like a half-mast flag of like, oh no, this feels like a panic move. And even if it gets their brains, out of place just a little bit, I see why Rob Thomson doesn't want to do it. But I, for one, would absolutely have JT Realmuto in the 4-hole tonight. Alec Bohm is giving Bryce Harper no protection in this series.
I could not agree more. I feel like a broken record at this point because I've been saying this for game after game. Even when the Phillies won, I was still saying this because you just can see the drop-off. Alec Bohm for Bryson Stott, JT, you just can see how that is something that can come back to bite you. And being proactive, I would have loved Rob to have made this move sooner because now you don't have to make this move in a Game 7. And we could see it each game as the postseason was going on. You could kind of start to see, okay, opponents are definitely game planning for Bryce, as they should. And then having Alec come after him has not been successful. It just has been Alec's been struggling. He's been in his own head. And it was needed to make a change like 3 or 4 games ago, honestly.
Yeah, I was calling for it after Game 3.
Yeah,
I'd seen enough.
Yeah.
Alec Bohm is just he's lost up there in Games 1 and 2. He was hitting the ball hard, and they weren't resulting in hits. Now he's not hitting the ball hard, and they are resulting in hits. He's had his bat on his shoulder, way too many strikeouts. So it's just not the aggressiveness, and the guy you need protecting what basically is the sun, the earth, and the moon of the Phillies universe, and that's Bryce Harper. They fortunately and unfortunately kind of go as he goes in a way. Mm-hmm. And right now, the Diamondbacks, kudos to them for realizing it because the Braves and others haven't. Don't give the guy something to smash because he's going to smash it.
Yeah. And I think from what I've gathered from what Rob's been saying, he's trying to show like I'm standing beside my guys. I'm not gonna hit the panic button. I believe in them. After Game 6 in the clubhouse, when he was asked about any considerations of changing the lineup, he said 0. With confidence, firmly 0. And
which is what I expected.
Great. Yeah, we expected that because he consistently hasn't been the type of manager that's going to make changes. And it's going to take a longer time for him to decide to make a change. But when Alec Bohm in this series alone has had 4 hits in all of his at-bats, it's about 18 at-bats, I would just say roughly, just looking at, this is prior to even Game 6. So this is why we say, before even Game 6, we've been saying, move Alec Bohm out of the 4-hole. 18 at-bats, 4 hits in all of those. Hasn't scored a home run, obviously. Hasn't scored a run except for the one in that 10-0 victory where everybody was honestly scoring. Alec Bohm has been struggling. We've seen the helmet slams. We've seen the frustration. We've seen him just completely in his own head. And to be in a big moment in a big spot in the lineup, it does not help. I said this about Orion. I'm saying the same thing about Alec. You've got to find ways to build their confidence, but that doesn't happen right now at the expense of the team.
Yeah.
So I would love to see Rob make a change, have made a change already, because then I don't think we're having these conversations. But going into Game 7, here we are. Bohm in the 4-hole.
Hopefully it doesn't matter. Hopefully Bohm comes through in a big way tonight. I would make the change, but I'm not the manager of the Philadelphia Phillies. Rob Thomson's done a great job. So, like, part of me feels like I owe it to him to do what he does, and that's manage this baseball team. I would completely panic and put JT in the 4-hole, but that's me. Thanks for checking out this PHLY Phillies podcast. Let's go Phils. First Game 7 in 140 years of their history. Let's make it a good one, please.